Yep, my mic is still on Sambo. So yesterday was 2nd year anniversary for Poppy Playtime Chapter 1, and we got some of the good stuff. A night before the anniversary, we got 2 leaks, quote-unquote leaks for Chapter 3 for Poppy Playtime Chapter 3. At first I saw, I was like, yo, what is this? FNAF security breach ruin? Because look at this. If that doesn't look like security breach ruin, I don't know what will, ladies and gentlemen. Because we've gone underground in the Playtime Cool, it makes sense for us to find the ruins of the Playtime factory, but just a sheer increase in quality, textures, lighting from Mob Entertainment, it just gets me hyped up, ladies and gentlemen. Even in the second picture I'm seeing, I'm like, bro, we've seen the trailer for Chapter 3. Chapter 1 and Chapter 2, there was a big difference, right? But Chapter 2 and Chapter 3, there's gonna be night and day difference. I hope they just embrace darkness. But that was the day before, so I'm pretty sure all of you have seen it. What we got during the Chapter 2 anniversary, starting with Project Playtime. A new map is coming called Forsaken. I stopped playing PP after the launch week. I think I played for a day or 2 or 3 maximum, and I just kind of lost interest in it. But this new map looks good. I've said on my Twitter that, you know, it's great, it's fantastic, and either there's a player base out there, so you'll never be, game won't be dead if you, try to pick it up at any time. But I'll say this, right, unless until they got like a crossover with a different game, I don't know, I don't see myself playing this. But if you're, into PP, pause, there you go. Then before we get to more Chapter 3 teasers, they shared some of behind the scenes stuff, or some of the stuff that, didn't make it into the final card, starting with, as you can see on your screen, there was a little bug early on with Huggy Wuggy in Chapter 1 event chase. Instead of, casually running at you, chasing you, there was a little bug where he was twitching out, which some might find it a lot more scary. I think this is a lot more scarier, but it would have divided people into 2 camps. One camp would have been hilariously dying laughing, and the other one would be scared shizzless. So, it is what it is though. In the next one, the original Chapter 1 was supposed to begin with our protagonist in a car, exiting and then walking from the car to the Playtime Core. Player would see the outside world, the real world, and then seeing the Playtime Core from the outside and then opening the door. Now, I said this on my Twitter. You can follow me at I keep saying Twitter, X, at SmackNPie, but Outlast started like that as well. Resident Evil 7 started as well, but we don't need that in every other game. We don't need to see players going from one place to another. Like, yeah, sure, we know that he probably used a car and whatnot to get there, but if it helps the lore, if you're trying to set up something, it makes sense. Like, let me give you a quick example. The joy of creation, right? It made sense for Tobias, or wait, Tobias was the guy? Nixon? Who was the guy we played as? I kind of forgot. You see from the outside, alright? And then that ties into everything that happened within the game, and then the ending as well. Same goes for Outlast, and same goes for Resident Evil 7. So I feel like if it has lore implication, it has, reveals that can help the game set the mood, do it, but it's not necessarily needed. Other than that, we finally see freaking Poppy herself doing a T-pose. But yeah, the actual main reason for that was to showcase how the grab pack worked early on, like what they were trying to do with grab pack, we're figuring out what to do with it, and it's just some funny clips. And lastly, in the deleted / behind the scenes stuff, the Chapter 1 ending where you find, the Poppy doll and, letter free, there was another area. Like, this place was completely in a different area. You would have to go through multiple places and whatnot. But then they came up with the idea, okay, you know what? Maybe we do it right where Huggy falls and, have it closer, which actually works. Early on, somebody's banging on the door and it's just creepy. I feel like sequential wise, it just makes sense what we got. But I would use something like this for a future chapter if it were me. But enough of that, let's get to chapter 3, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see on your screen, the title said, everything is falling into place with your grandpack. And even more freaking frog. We're actually looking at chapter 3 in-game gameplay teaser, ladies and gentlemen. And it's very obvious that there's a new hand incoming. And it is also obvious that we're going deep below. There's, the water area. I'm sure it's gonna be hot. And it's gonna be burning. It's gonna be boiling. It looks like a boiler room, a boiler area. And we'll be out here trying to cross that. But we're gonna need some help with our grandpack and whatnot. I said this previously as well, switching between grab packs and switching between hands would be fire. If we can get 4 hands and then we can switch depending on the puzzle that is upon us, I think that would, increase the gameplay loop, immersion, and all the good stuff. We're here for it, ladies and gentlemen. And finally, the last screenshot is this. It says, "This is what he does to heretics." I feel like it's the same enemy that was showcased in the chapter 3 trailer, but this is what he does to heretics. Now, understand, and I could be wrong, but the prototype is different from the chapter 3 monster that we saw. There's that monster, and then there's another monster that looked like Joykill, who is the prototype, right? So the Joykill prototype is different from what we're seeing here, which is more likely the other monster that was showcased during the trailer. Other than that, so like what's crazy is that there are looks like multiple entities, and it just gets even confuser. You would think that okay, there are 2 hands here, so there's one monster, but it's actually crazy that there are multiple, it looks like multiple entities, maybe part of the same one, and then this looks weird, a 3. I don't know what that is. Again, haven't brushed up my Poppy Playtime theories in a while, so it is what it is though. We'll see what happens. Do let me know, what do you think? I've spoke my mind. Let's not take much of your time. I'll leave you guys here. Remember, later this month, at the moment, it is planned. Later this month, seems unlikely. Poppy Playtime DLC for Dark Deception monsters and mortals, but we'll see what happens. So for more, yay.